Yes, people. My mic on here is. What's going on, people? We are back for another interactive live. Yes, I know it's been a couple weeks, but life gets in the way. But we're here. We're back. I'm here now. I forgot to put it on Twitter as well and Instagram. I've just been doing so many things at once. Hold on. We post this on Instagram. Just let people know. But big up everyone that's been waiting. You don't got your notification bell on or something. Get some more people in here. Yo, to everyone joining in, I'm just posting a link on Instagram so we can get more people in here. I've done it on Twitter now. Interactive live has started. Make sure you join in. Kaboom. Done. Big up the 34 people in the building. Smash the like button as you join in. Subscribe if you're new. What's everyone saying in the chat? Tuchel doesn't want a new midfielder incoming. Let's see what happens at the end of the window. Chamira's flame, so Jorginho now. What are we to do if TT wastes all our money and the whole club setup is to play five at the back? Leicester reject new Fofana bid. I don't think Chelsea are going to bid more than that. I think Chelsea are going to stand firm. Yes, Gabman, big up yourself. Daniel, big up yourself. Jacob, you're in school. Make sure you study and you listen to the teachers. Don't know how old you are. So if you're young and doing like school and you have to be at school, take that advice. If you're a grown ass man, you know what you're doing. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. That's right. Smash up that like button. Yes, Jason, big up yourself. We're not willing to go above 70 million for Fofana, but we'll offer 60 mil for Gordon. Our priorities all over the place. Boy. Kovacic back in training today. Fofana bid rejected. How do I ever look like Drake, big man? Yo, Guni, don't you think Tuchel should just stick Broya down the middle, play Sterling right wing, and play Pulisic or something left and Mount in the 8? Well, I think he should be playing players in position, to tell you the truth. What's going on, Tyler? Gordon is a road runner. The fuck are we going? Whoops. I wasn't supposed to swear, but big up everyone that's just joined. I will be posting a link soon. I'm just waiting for more people to jump in. Smash the like button as you enter. Subscribe as well. Big up yourself, John. I'd love to see Broya get a run. I think he's injured. What are your thoughts on Kai Havertz? Mixed feelings about him. I sympathize because he's being played out of position, but at the same time, there's opportunities that he's not taking that he should be taking. Do you know what I mean? So he does need to fix up on what he can control. We've got to talk about that. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. No idea, Victor. Thoughts on Moises Caicedo? We're not linked with him. I like him, but we're not linked with him. We're not linked to any kind of DM. It's not ideal at all. It's not an ideal situation. Wasting 60 million on Gordon while we have Vale. If only we could build a midfield like Lampard, Balak, Essien again. Well, does it seem like the manager wants to prioritize the midfield? But you see what it is for me? What it is for me is that I've said that I'll trust this manager. I said that, once he gets in what he wants, we need to give him the season and see how it works for him. Because he's putting more pressure on himself by not making these decisions. Well, by not vindicating himself with these decisions. Do you know what I mean? Why did we not go for Mateus Nunes? That's a very good question. Very good question. Not a CDM, but still a very good question because we need more than just a CDM. We need more than just a CDM. If we want to be the best, we have to start playing real football, like real people, not act dumb during the whole match. To be the best, we must act immediately, says Jessica Ferrugia. I hope we get Aubameyang done this week. None of these signings are gonna excite me until it's a CDM. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You sound ill, bro. You good? I'm a little congested because I slept with the AC on last night by mistake. So it smashed up my sinuses. You get me? Chelsea's latest offer for Fofana. Yeah, we saw that already. But they've rejected it straight away, apparently. Yeah, I'm pissed off, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm still pretty annoyed about what happened. I'm still pretty pissed off. And you're gonna see how pissed off I was on back again when that comes out. Probably tomorrow now. What kind of CDMs are available right now? Off the top of my head, Kouadio Kone is one. Ruben Neves can play there as well. I think he's pretty good. Not anything is with him is that in terms of like athleticism as well, he's not the quickest, but he'd do a hell of a better job than Jorginho. I'll tell you that now. De Jong cannot come to this. What we've been saying, we can't do that. We can't do that for a few games, sure, but not for the long run. Yeah, he's not a permanent solution there. He can't be a permanent solution there. Absolutely not. He's only 21, but I can guarantee you that he can do a job. 100%. 100% Kouadio Kone can do a job. Age don't matter to me. If you're old, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Tonali is another one if he is for sale, but I highly doubt AC Milan are going to want to sell him. West Ham are not going to want to sell. It's too late in the window as well because they're going to have to find a replacement for him. Steve Hesse, TT is wasting all our monies on below average players. So obvious we need good midfielders. Why is he not playing Ampadu in midfield? I'm disillusioned. Well, Ampadu is about to go back to Italy with an option to buy. I've answered that question. I'm back again. So you're going to have to watch that there. I can't answer that now. You're going to have to see that one. I'm back again. Tonali isn't that great. Tuchel needs to start taking accountability 100%. Well, he will do. And it's not even just accountability to the fans. He's going to have to take accountability to the board. That's a lot of money they're spending. Sangari has signed a new contract. I don't know if there's release clause terms in there. Okay, we've got 100 people in the building. We need a director of football, 100%. That's gonna, I think, once we bring in that director of football, that's just gonna, hopefully it's the right one though. That's just gonna be a massive game changer for us. It's gotta be a massive game changer. Ndidi, not for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Ndidi. $60 million is mad, but it's not my money. Do you know what I mean? It's not my money. It's the quality of the player. And if he comes to Chelsea Football Club, I'm going to support him. I'm about to post the link in the chat right about now. But I'm going to have to do it on. I have to do it on the YouTube plug. There you go. I can hear myself. I have to be done because we're going to jump onto another live straight away after this on the channel. I've got a live with Henry Wright. So I'm going to have to finish this before 7 o'clock UK time. I've posted the link. Link has been pinned to the chat. You know the rules. Make sure the camera is on. Make sure we can hear you. Make sure your Wi-Fi is not doing glitchy. You get me? Make sure your things are on point. See a CFC OG. First up. Thumbs up if you're ready, bro. CFC OG, how you doing, my bro?
Yes, man. Man's actually on holiday. Man's in Morocco enjoying the sun and beach, but boy,
yeah, the tan still.
Oh, safe, bro. But that 3-0 didn't help, man. That 3-0, bro, that sent me back, man. Everyone here is a Barcelona fan, innit? They're all like, "Oh, we brought Rafinha, the best player." Habibi, you lost. I'm like, bro, they don't even know who Leeds are. They just know Chelsea's getting worked by some nobody. Embarrassing, bro. I couldn't even duck out the calf, man.
Yeah, it was, bruv, it was a horrible watch. It was a terrible watch. But what stood out to you during that game?
I don't know. It felt like they were lazy. It was like, why was there like no one was doing the hustling, trying to close down every man? Reece James all of a sudden looked like 2 inch shorter as well. Like I always thought people say short. I'm like, he's not short. Nah, he does look short, right, in that central position. And honestly, bruv, I want Aubameyang, man, because Tuchel wants Aubameyang. I just want him ASAP. Just put Havertz become a midfielder again. Maybe help Mount number 8. No more striker for Havertz. Let Aubameyang do his thing, man. Let's see if his arrogance shine through, man. What do you think about Aubameyang then?
I think Aubameyang is going to struggle the same way our previous strikers have. I think he'll struggle similarly to Lukaku, whoever's going to play that number 9.
Not worse than Lukaku.
No, I'm saying in terms of getting the chances to actually, put them away. It's gonna be the same situation all over again, bro. Until we resolve the midfield problem. In my opinion, I've said several times, it's got to be the CDM, and after that, it's got to be a creative CM. Which is why I'm not against Frankie De Jong coming, but I've said numerous times.
Frankie De Jong should be a damn hitting the bong, man. That bro there, he seems to have mental issues. I don't know why. Like he's in a saga. Like every time I hear saga, I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it, and that's what he's in right now. It's a myth. If we get him, it'll be like,
it'll be great. It'll be great, but there's still a long way to go because we need that CDM, bro. Because that's what killed us against Leeds. They just overran us in that midfield. They battered us. And the fact that we played Jorginho and Gallagher in that midfield pivot, it didn't help, man. Because Gallagher is not he's not a pivot player without a CDM. Even still, I wouldn't put him in a 2. I'd play more advanced than that. That's
really?
The problem. Yeah.
Like Crystal Palace, he didn't play that advanced. He was always running around.
That's where he played. That's where he played his best football. Definitely did. He was not. And he also had the CDM with him as well. That's why he was able to do the stuff that he was doing, bro. He didn't have to worry too much.
Yeah, well, Kante is meant to be that CDM, but obviously my man got taken out. So that guy's probably just thinking about the World Cup now, to be honest. I wouldn't put it past him. Kovacic is coming back to training. I don't believe all that Twitter footage. He might have just been there. Like, if we buy someone, it's just going to cause friction for the other midfielders. But De Jong's the only brand we could get. Any other midfielder, just that Gordon, bro. Come on, Gordon. Really?
Yeah, £60 million they're talking for him.
How much is De Jong? 65, 69.
This is what I'm saying.
Mad. This
And
market's mad.
it's more of a position that needs addressing than Anthony Gordon, because to be honest with you, the fact 60 M's and we've got youngsters that could step in that we haven't even given a go.
I reckon we should do something special with Barcelona. They should be like, look, give us both of them for 120 million. Some madness, like Barca can't say no. We don't want Aubameyang by himself, and then we want De Jong. So let's try get both in one. But Barca just
Barcelona are not the problem. They're willing to sell the player. It's the player that's not making the decision to leave. He wants Frankie wants his money.
But are we not paying that money by doing that crazy bid? Imagine we do another 15 million. With that, that's 17 million. It's 2 million difference. You know what I mean?
Can't do that. The only way that we'd be able to pay that is if we were able to like pay it. We'd have to add. No, do you know what? Technically, you're right. If you was to add it in like the sign-on fee or something like that,
yeah, like 16 million. Yeah, you guys cover one.
You'd have to label it as that. You couldn't say, well, this is the 15 million you're owed for your debt at Barcelona. You couldn't do that. You have to put it in like a sign-on fee.
I won't put it past Todd Bowley because I reckon he's gonna do something mad. I don't know why I have a feeling like he's been watching Ted Lasso, on Apple TV. He's gonna do something mad.
I haven't started yet, I haven't started.
Bro, it's jokes, man. G, it's jokes, man. You have to watch it. Bro, it's based in Richmond. Are you from West London, G?
I'm from Northwest, yeah.
Northwest, yeah, same. I mean, I grew up in Acton, but then I moved to Fulham Palace Road when I was a little youth. Now I'm living near Hammersmith Bridge, so I've always been local, innit? Even though most of my guys support Fulham here, all the white boys support Fulham. Chelsea, bro, since '96, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's been our area, and it still is our area, bro. In fact,
cool.
London is us, bro. We run.
That's why I was happy when Sterling came back. I was like, that's my brother. He's back in the end, like. Let's see how it ends.
Yeah, man. I'm just worried about this whole situation, bro. Like the manager, like I said, I'm gonna trust the manager because I said I was gonna trust him, and for the fact that this is his first window where he's been given what he wants, so he has to vindicate his own decisions by the end of the season, by the end of the summer.
Yeah, but I'm not worried, because I think Arteta has changed the game. He's made it so that they're like people who are watching this All or Nothing now and are watching Arsenal now are like black and white. They're like, you know what? I think every manager deserves a chance now. Because, bro, you could have the worst start. You look at Ten Hag. I knew Ten Hag was flipping around. I was like, this bro's not a shit manager. Don't take it for no dickhead. He's actually a solid bro. He's got good philosophy, and he's a believer. Like,
no, I don't. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, bro. I'm just calling for the man. I'm just calling for the man to make the right decisions, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And everyone's talking about director of football. Yeah, I see Bear Man being on the short list, but who are we gonna get? Who and when? Like, is it after the World Cup, before the World Cup?
In terms of what, director of football?
Yeah, Todd B can't be doing this.
No, this is temporary. He tried for Michael Edwards, who was at Liverpool, but I don't think he's going to come.
I thought he's still linked to us, or is that dead?
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. But Paul Mitchell's willing to come to the club.
Yeah, that's the name I keep hearing, bro. EastEnders, bro. Paul Mitchell fan.
He's looking to come to the club, and I think he's just as good as Michael Edwards. So as long as we get these guys, one of these two guys, I'll be happy, because I've got no doubt that they're going to come in and identify the problems that we do have, bro.
Exactly. Fully agreed, man.
But listen, I've got two others.
Let the other man come on, bro.
And enjoy your holiday in Morocco, bro. Hopefully
we have
a bit more good news this weekend, man.
I hope, man. Brother, man. Peace out, bro.
Peace. Young Lil Pappy, switch your camera on. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, bro. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Man, it's been up and down lately.
It's your first time on the channel, right?
Yeah, it's my watching or just
interactive on the interactive.
Oh, interactive first time.
No, thanks for joining in, man. Let me know, man. Shoot, what's on your mind?
For example, honestly, it's been up and down. I've been analyzing, and obviously, me being American, I've been watching Leeds. I've been seeing how it's going, and I don't understand why we played the way we did against Leeds, a team that will press us high. And Thomas Tuchel really surprised me on the post-match conference, you could say, that he didn't give credit to Leeds, obviously. He pretty much just said that we lost on our own accord, if you put it in that sense. And he I feel like he didn't see what us as fans saw, obviously, because I feel like Edouard Mendy should have not done that mistake, and I honestly really think we should start considering Edouard Mendy's place in the starting 11, because I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper. I'm not saying that at all. He's a brilliant shot stopper, but when it comes to distribution, when it comes to anything else, uh, aside from that, there's something to call for consideration.
Yeah.
Um, and I think Kepa should get a look in. If he doesn't get a loan out, I'll be surprised if he leaves and we probably don't get at least a stopgap replacement, because obviously we bought Slonina, right?
Yeah.
And are we planning to integrate him straight to the team once he comes back from, you could say, from his loan to Chicago?
Risky. It's risky. Very risky in my
Yeah, he's too young. He's too raw, and obviously I've looked into him and tried to see if he is able to. He's not ready for a club like Chelsea. He is not. He's still raw, obviously. And are we planning to have Bettinelli back there? Are we having to, like, what are we gonna do? And that's why I feel like it's very weird with Mendy right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you said that I agree with you on. The situation with Edouard Mendy, though, to tell you the truth, is when you look at who's behind him, he knows that he's not going to be replaced. That's the one issue. Now, that's for me. It's not the goalkeeper's fault, but that shouldn't be the situation. He should know that if I'm making these mistakes continually, the competition behind me is good enough to deputize or perhaps even prove himself to take my place. He knows that's not the case. The situation with Kepa as well. Apparently, Napoli have come back in for him because Keylor Navas has just sustained an injury. So he's not able to pass a medical. Therefore, they won't write him off as a sell at Napoli. So apparently, they're coming back to Kepa. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But in terms of everything else, man, like with what Tuchel said after the game, yeah, I wasn't too sure what that was about. If he was going to turn around and say, they was the better team and there was deficiencies that were clear at Chelsea Football Club, I would have understood it because that's what happened, didn't it? But
Yeah.
the fact that he turned around and said that he felt that we were the better team, I was actually quite surprised he said that, or maybe he was just doing that to protect one or two of the players.
I think that too. Because the Leeds manager, it seemed like he was trying to throw a bit of shade as well. I saw the pre-match press conferences from both. Uh, and the Leeds manager did say something about Tuchel being on the sidelines. He having a red card. He hopes he didn't go. It seemed like he tried to wind up Tuchel quite a bit. Obviously, Tuchel didn't give in to that. I feel like the post-match of Tuchel saying that, it probably is him trying to, I don't know if discredit Leeds. I don't know if I don't know with Tuchel right now. It's been very weird. If you really notice, he's been pretty off lately. He really has. Because the way he's talking a bit more, the way on the sidelines, he seems more panicky, if you really think about it. He seems a bit more unsettled. And yeah, I guess it's probably he, I feel like he's putting a lot of pressure on Bowley. I feel like he's putting a lot of pressure on Bowley, and that's good. So we could get some targets over the line. I heard rumors about Rafael Leao, which I'm all for, honestly. And I hope that happens. But this Alan Gordon news is Alan Gordon, is it? No,
No,
Anthony Gordon.
it's
I'm sorry.
Anthony
I'm
Gordon.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. This Anthony Gordon news is no. I don't understand. I don't understand. 60 million.
You know what? I've said this before. I'd be a hypocrite to complain about the price tag, because I've always said it's not my money, so I shouldn't care. For me, it's the quality of the player that's coming in that I'm focused on now. Do you know what I mean? Anthony Gordon is not a terrible player to what people make out that he is. If you want to look at it price tag wise, of course, it's a hell of a lot of money to spend. My issue again is not with the quality of the player. It's the fact that it's not a priority. That's the issue that I have. But then at the same time, I have to trust the manager. It's the manager's decision, and he knows better than I do, 100%. So it's up to him. By the time it hits the end of the season, he's got to be vindicated by these decisions that he's making. So, like, this is why I say to people, like, when people ask me, oh, are you Tuchel out or whatever, is that what you say? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want the manager gone. You think I want the manager gone? I want him to just add what's needed into the squad. I love the manager. I just want him to make, to address the priorities. But if he doesn't feel like the midfield is a priority, then I'm going to have to sit back and just say, okay, cool. I don't quite understand it. Am I going to back him? Yes, I am. Because that's my manager at the end of the day. And he's been given the right to be able to prove himself. So for me, I think it's fair for people to judge by the end of the summer window. by the end of the season, to see where we actually are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. One thing I will say though, and it's probably coming from a biased perspective, from what I've seen so far, we should look from here to a few years. I would say, obviously, we should look into Brendan Aronson. If you really look at that player, if you see him just running his socks off,
Look
you
into
just
who,
see,
sorry?
huh?
Look into who, sorry?
Brendan Aronson, the one that got the
Oh,
ball
okay.
from Mendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked to see him how good he plays. He plays like that for the national team. He plays like that for Leeds. It surprised me. It really did. He settled in really, really quickly. And for the amount of money he went, it's really surprising. So I wouldn't say he's ready for a big club, but I would say we should definitely be keeping an eye on him.
Okay, no, fair enough. But listen, thank you very much for jumping on the
Yeah.
channel. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going back to Sundays at 7:00 p.m. It's just been a bit disjointed recently because my schedule's been a bit mad. But now, over the next few weeks, it's gonna be steady. So we're gonna be doing this 7:00 p.m. every Sunday. So if you can join in, that would be brilliant, bro. Feel free to jump back on. I enjoyed having you on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Peace. Chelsea OG, thank you for the super chat. Big up Tuchel, no therapy needed. Safe, bro. Oh man, thank you for the super chat. I just feel people like I'm very congested because like I slept with the AC on last night, and I'm only just slightly getting over the congestion now, which is why I sound like quite stuffy. But Tyler, camera on, please, and give me a thumbs up. And then after Tyler, it's going to be Chelsea Boy 11 and Hanno, the coach corner. Hanno. Oh, my guy Hanno is back. So, yeah, that's going to be the order. And people, once you're done recording, please make sure you're not hanging around backstage because it stops other people from coming in. All right, Tyler, how you doing, my bro?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Obviously, both our teams not having great weekends. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, I'm good.
Tyler is a Liverpool fan, for those that don't know. And I'm not even going to banter you, bruv. I'm in no position to even do so. But flipping hell, lad. What happened last night?
You tell me, mate. You tell me. I've been saying on my own channel about this midfield situation, and I think last night proved it. There's a lot of stuff. I like Milner. He's my favourite player. But, he should not be starting in these type of games. I'm sorry. And I think yesterday was shown, to be honest. Look at the first goal, for example. He's went flying like Bambi on ice. It was peak. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know what's going on this season, honestly.
Do you feel? But when you look back on that game, do you feel that Jurgen Klopp's got to hold some of that responsibility?
Yeah, I think he does. With some of the decisions he's been making recently. I've said about the midfield for ages. I just knew. I knew what was coming. You look at stuff like You know, Man City, you look at what they've done. You know, they've won the league without an out-and-out number 9, and now they've brought in Haaland just to extend that. And even if he gets injured or something, you know, they've brought in Alvarez as well. You know, they've got more options. And, you know, yeah, Liverpool replaced, you know, Mane with Nunes, but it's not going to be the same. It's going to take a while. You know, the midfield situation, it's just, for me, you can't, you know, people are saying, oh, Carvalho and Elliott and that, you know, youngsters got potential and that, but, you know, you've seen it. You can't rely on youngsters. You know, look at Arsenal, for example, when they're trying to get in the top 4. You know, they're relying a lot on Saka and Smith Rowe, and then obviously that didn't quite work out, and now they've brought in someone with a little bit more experience than Jesus.
Well, this is what I personally think. You see, when you're using that many youngsters in a squad, usually it's a sign of transition, because A, you might not have the personnel to fit, and B, it's also good match preparation for them when it's time to challenge, they've got that bit of experience so they can act as depth for the squad. You're not quite doing that by using Milner and Hendo and these guys. Now, I'm not trying to take away the importance. Well, their leadership in the team is one thing, but then when you're actually playing in games like this, in such a high-stake game, and you've not got 3 points yet in the Premier League, I think it's a bit risky. But what I was trying to say is that I thought Klopp was kind of mad to leave Fabinho on the bench for this game.
Oh, definitely.
I thought that was crazy, because if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he was fit enough to start. And I feel like you lost complete control and in that midfield. And I reckon that Fabinho could have steadied ship for you 100%. And we saw that when he actually came on a bit, like he was a bit more solid in the midfield than that. But where do you lot go from here? Like, how do you feel your season's gonna go?
I still think we'll get the top 2. I still think, you know, we'll do that. I still think we're good enough to do that. It's just, but you know, I just know we're not going to win the league. I've even said that before these games. You know, just that midfield situation. You know, there's potential talks that Keita's going as well. Apparently, he's not happy with his contract. You know, me personally, I don't really know what he expects. You know, respectfully, because you know he's not very reliable. So he's not really. I don't know. It's a difficult one, but hopefully, if he does then go, they actually decide to bring someone in. But they'll need to do it sooner rather than later, of course.
And during a similar situation to us, it's not just one; it's several midfielders that you need to bring into your squad to even get anywhere near back to challenging for the title, bruv. But I know you're also a Luton fan as well, so let's just end it with some Luton talk, bruv. So you get me. Let me know what's going
took
on
a while
with the
to win a game as well. They've finally done it on the weekend against Swansea. Very good away win, to be fair. Looked very good. It was the Luton of last year. You know, that playoff fighting team.
Yeah.
It was good because I watched it with my dad, who's obviously Luton through and through, and it's mental celebrations in the front room and that. But it was good to finally get a win, and we looked very good. There's a player that come in, Dan Potts, who was at West Ham quite a long time ago, actually, and he's been a bit questionable, but he took the armband in this game. Our captain wasn't there, and he was brilliant. He was headering everything away. He was solid, mate. So it's going to be interesting. We're actually on TV in the next game, which is on Friday. So it's going to be interesting.
Have Luton been active with the transfers or not really?
Very active. Very active. It's, you know, I thought we'd done a lot of signings last year. It's brought in about 8 or 9 players, I think. This season we've just doubled that. Well, not literally 19 or something, but we brought in even more. So been very good. The only concern I'm worried about is the defense, like maybe getting in one more defender. I feel we need to do that, even if it's someone who can just be a versatile sort of player in that aspect. I think we're in a very good position then.
Okay, no, fair play, man. But Tyler, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Thank you for bringing me on again, Guni.
No problem.
Much appreciated. And T-Boys TV is where you can find me. Thank you for bringing me on.
No problem. Is that the same with the socials as well? Instagram and Twitter as well?
T_boys_TV_03. And the reason why it's got so many underscores is because it got hacked. So I had to change my name up a little bit on that. So It's literally that. And then if you want to find me on the other stuff, it'll be on tagged on there as well. So
cool. All right, people, listen, you've heard it there. You know where to find Tyler. Give my guy a follow. Very much a committed Liverpool fan as well as a Luton fan as well. So if you want to know what's going on in the Championship, he's definitely the guy to follow, 100%, man. But thanks again for joining in, my bro.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Chelsea Boy 11, are you ready to jump on camera? Give me a thumbs up. There we go. Yes, my bro. How you doing?
Yes, as I see the shirt, you should know, right?
Yeah. Same shirt, bruv. This was the season to forget for most people. But you know what? This is the year that my firstborn was born, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got every season I got the shirt, man. Every season. But what I want to say though, we know at the moment we're not doing really good, right? But what I want Chelsea fans to do is just to calm down, relax. People don't understand this, I see a lot of spoiled fans because we spoil, right? From the
Yeah.
Oh, what Tuchel should hold, oh, this should. People need to calm down, man. What we need to do, just get in all the signing that we need to sign and let this window close. All who need to go, go. Who gonna stay, stay. You see, when the players them know that they have nowhere to go, they can't, even if they want to go, the transfer season is closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The players them with more focus. You're gonna see a different performance. Don't get it wrong. We have a little issue in the midfield. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna come to the game that Sunday because I don't miss no Chelsea. Good goodness. I'm from your place, man. You know I'm in New York, right? I've been watching your channel a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I already said, yo, I was waiting for you to start doing this, bro, because I'm like, damn, that's my bro from New York. I have to give him the support. He's a Chelsea.
Appreciate
Bro.
that.
Yo, when I tell you about Chelsea, bro, when Chelsea playing, I don't even eat. You understand? And if Chelsea gonna play, I have to eat way before. Because if they play and lost, I don't eat dinner. I don't eat nothing. Bro, I always go on Terry. I don't know if you ever watch that team, bro.
Yeah.
Always on Terry show, but I watch you a lot talking to Nunes, talking to Eunice, talking to Mattis, talking to Lee Gunner. I watch you a lot. It's just that I never can get to come on. So I was like, the other day I jump on my phone and I see you doing this, and I'm like, damn, this is a good thing he's doing. So the fans can talk, tell you how they feel. You can have a conversation about the game. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, G.
First, before I get in the match, I'm gonna tell you congrats, man, and keep on doing what you're doing. I know
I appreciate that, man.
you have things to do, but if you can find time sometimes and let or express ourselves, because we can't get to talk to the players, we can't get to talk to the manager. But when we under here like this, people can hear people different opinion. Because
exactly.
You understand, not everyone gonna be on the same page. Not everybody have a whole different opinion. But what I want to say to what I just think people need to just calm down. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool and Man City is one of the best teams in the world right now. Look at them going on. Just wait till the transfer season over, so players know that they have nowhere to go. Ziyech would be giving you more, but guess what? You don't know if he's going to AC Milan. You don't know if he's staying. It's a lot of noise going on in people's ears. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I went to Orlando to go watch the match when Arsenal gave us 4. And I was like, damn, I hate Arsenal and Tottenham so much. But guess what? I'm not getting too reactional because I know what players don't know if they're going. People don't want to get injured. And people have to understand this World Cup coming. So people kind of not putting in the 100% that they need to put in. You get what I'm saying? So all after this thing gone, players going to wake up. I'm telling you, they may sound crazy like it don't make no sense. But it's playing in the players' mind. Bro,
oh, yeah.
And the players them is like me and you, they're just playing on a professional level, you understand? But they read Twitter, they do all of these things to and hear what people saying, and you understand what I'm saying? But we're gonna get performance from these guys. Tuchel, I'm not saying Tuchel out. Tuchel just need to just
definitely not Tuchel out. That's not the case.
I watched the game, and as I tell you, I watch a lot of channel and people typing in. Even this morning I'm watching them training, right?
Mm-hmm.
People type in Tuchel out. One of these guys, tell me who would you get in for Tuchel right now? Tell me a coach out there. Who do you get in?
It's not available. Not really.
Thank you. So people need to think before they type. I know when you're behind the screen, you can't just type because it is a type. Stop bringing negativity. It's when you bring in negative, it's come like one bad player in the dressing room mess it up. So you see the fans them, if you keep on talking like that, it's like a downcline. You understand? It's like you jog some fans with you and people start to think negative. No, just calm down, man. As soon as the transfer season close off, the players them know that, listen, I have nowhere to go. I just have to play because I want to get in the World Cup team and I'm going to put out my 100. Then you will see better performance. At the moment, now, we have some problem in the midfield because we get overrun with Leeds. But if you look at it, I heard a lot of people bashing Tuchel say he didn't give Leeds any credit. If you look at it, they run really hard, yes, and they do a lot. But what I wanted to say, sometimes it just take a tiny little mistake to make a down claim. Check from Mendy mistake. It's not like they were threatening or anything. Maybe that's why Tuchel see the game different.
Right.
From the mistake, that's when it's like you barely, when you have the door closed and you barely peep it like that, and you didn't know somebody there, and they just push a steel through it so you can't lock it no more. That's what men did give Leeds. So it's not like they were better than us from the start. You understand what I'm saying? They were running, they were aggressive and everything. But did they look threatening? Were they scoring? No, men, they let them through the door, and that's at Leeds, bro. The crowd and everything. So it's like we did that before the goal. We have a what did he said? We have a bump to climb, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of Mendy letting the goal now, it's not even a bump again. It's a hill and a mountain now. So it's like we're far down. Then now Jorginho in the middle there with Colliga, it just wasn't clicking. You get what I'm saying? So that's right, yeah. That's another mountain again. I know a lot of people have been like, oh, we go and underestimate Leeds. Come on, these guys are professional. There's no way Tuchel gonna send these guys out there and say, sure, they can be. You understand what I'm saying? We see where we had. We see what Man City doing. Every time these players go on the field, they're looking at it and like, we're not on top of the table. Why would we take a team lightly? They want to win. Everybody want to win. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we have a little problem in the midfield, and then the striker part not clicking so good yet. Yeah, it's just a lot of, that's why I'm saying I'm not getting too crazy yet until we get our business done, transfer season close, then we can start focusing on the season, bro. But as I said, I'm going to jump on back on your channel, man. I want you to continue.
No, we appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support. But I did want to ask you a question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel at this stage, with what we know about Kovacic and Kante, both of them being injury prone, do you feel that needs to be addressed, that position?
Definitely, bro. I've been saying it. I'm glad you come with that. I said 3 things. We need one more defender.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
A midfield. And the man up front. All you hear they talking, they want 3, 4, 5 more players. If we can get 3 of those out of those 4 or 5 players that they're talking about.
I think
I heard they saying about Garden. I don't have a problem because the energy that he have, he remind me of Mason Mount. We need some of that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not the priority right now. But guess what? Because I'm backing my coach, they know more than me and you. That's why we're sitting here. So exactly. That's what I need some of the fans to think. I'm mad sometimes when I see the decision. I'm mad sometimes when I see even the lineup, bro. But you know what I do? I zip my mouth and say,
you gotta trust. Yeah, it's about trusting the manager as well.
Thank you, bro.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
And we get emotional sometimes. Yeah, but then when it comes down to it, like I've always said, because I know sometimes I've been quite like emotional by it, but I've always said, I'm going to trust the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't understand his decisions, that's what it means to trust the manager.
Thank you. It's bothered me. It bothered me a lot of time. All right, I'm going to bring it back to something. You remember a couple Champions League game? We've been like, why is he sending out this lineup? Why is he having playing there? What did we do? On that the end of it, we've been pushing up the trophy, right? We've been pushing up the trophy like this, and people been like, yo, man, that's where he earned my trust, bro. That's why I need to give him a free season to get his thing right, getting his players in. You understand what I'm saying? You hear they talking, he used to coach Aubameyang and right there and say, he want him, get him in still. Make we see what he's going to do. You understand what I'm saying? Give him his free run. But all we need to do, bro, is just back the manager. We just sit behind our computer, sit behind our TV. We're not at train, day by. We're not at Cobham. We're not at Stamford Bridge. We're not there when day by day and see what's going on. He earned his place, bro. It's not like he just coming up from a low-class team and start coach. He beat at the top level. He take a top manager to win a Champions League. I don't care what nobody said. You have to have something behind that to win a Champions League. Else everybody would win it. Everybody would win it. You hear what I'm saying? So just give the guy a chance. Sometimes it's bother me nowadays. It bother me so bad. When I look at it, I'm like, what is this he put there? Why he playing this here? He play Loftus Cheeks on the right wing. I'm like, why is he doing that? Why don't? But I said, you know what? Let me calm down. He must know what he's doing. Sometimes he may be looking and said, you know what, let me just build some confidence. I want to have a variety that if the game not going right, I can switch it without have to take off players. So I can move Loftus Cheeks from the right and put him in the middle without have to take him off and put somebody up. You understand? So he must know what he's doing. Sometimes it don't go off the way we want it to go, so we start to blame him. You understand what I'm saying? But when it go off, we give him the thumbs up. So I just saw it goes. You understand what I'm saying? But I could just leave him and just give him some time, man. I
Nah,
don't
I
have a
hear you,
problem
man.
with him. Yeah.
You but
But Naneth, I tell you, Chelsea is my life, bro. You're gonna see me again, man, because I love talk about Chelsea. You know what I'm
7 o'clock
saying?
UK time on Sunday, so that's going to be 2 o'clock PM on a Sunday for us.
I'm in
Yeah,
BK, you know that.
you where?
BK.
Oh, you're in Brooklyn. Oh,
Yeah.
so you're around the way, bruv. Hey, you know them times when we're going to the football factory to watch games, you should definitely try and join in,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. That's why I said I need to keep in touch with you, bro. You have Twitter or anything like that I can message and you keep me
Yeah,
updated.
yeah. It's actually down there in the description. Drop me a
All right.
DM on Insta and
All
we'll
right.
arrange that. I'm gonna let you know when I'm next going down there, bruv. It'll be good
And
to
I
see
will
you there.
definitely do that because I'm even downtown like every day, bro. Barclays Centers, all of those things. You understand?
Yeah,
That's where I
I
work
hear you.
downtown Brooklyn. So,
I hear you, man. But
bro,
it's good to
we'll
hear
link up,
another
all right?
Brooklyn
Nice
man.
man.
That's here, my brother.
All right, we
Yeah,
here,
man.
man.
Respect.
Chelsea all the time. Cool,
Come
man.
on, man. All day. Yeah, man. Hano, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. Then afterwards, we've got CFC Giddy, Emilio, and AJ. All right. Hano, long time no see, my bro. He is back with his Chelsea thoughts. Go on. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on Chelsea Football Club so far, man. I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, long time no see, Guni. Big up and 50k subscribers just saw.
How many?
13k.
50. Oh, no, I'm not there yet. I'm on 13 at the minute.
Yeah, 13. Yeah. So yeah, but Chelsea. Oh my days. If you are subscribed to my channel, you will know. I said it. The Everton podcast. No, everyone knows.
Hold on, let the people know what your channel is and where they can find you. We're gonna start off with that so we don't forget. Let the people know
Okay.
first.
Coach's Corner on YouTube. If you can't find it, go follow me on Instagram. Then you'll have the link. Anu_coach_corner. Twitter Anu_coach corner. So yeah, go follow me on there. You will find the channel. But my thoughts on Chelsea. If you know me, I have said since the beginning of the transfer window, get a midfielder. And when Basuma went, Germany went, and all the midfielders went we could possibly get, I was panicking. I was like, oh no. And now the people know why.
Yeah, we saw
Because
it this
our
weekend.
midfield is like that. And Conor Gallagher, when I went on Rich aka the Eagle Eye Football channel, at a time podcast, and other Chelsea channels, I said, I don't rate him, he's rubbish. And the guy saw that.
I don't think Gallagher's a bad player. I just think he's being used out of position, man. He just shouldn't be playing in that pivot, in my opinion.
You can say that, but and I know what he said on his review he did with Monster and yourself. He said he Palasan said last year he can't have so many touches. That's why they had a second midfielder in there to help him out, and that's true. He's an 8, but he's not that link man. And so if you can't link the play properly with so many touches, and you can't be a sitter, what are you then in midfield? What are you? For me per se. But I think he can be used, but not in the Prem. The Prem, he can stay out of it. Unless Tuchel does a mad thing of it. But I wanted him to start. I predicted the lineup correctly. I thought Ruben would be better because he saw that in the Spurs game he was good. I thought he would be better. But for me, this is where Tuchel's game management comes in. For me, he lacks that. Lacks a bit more game management. Because you look, first off, you see Leeds are destroying us midfield opening. Now, instead of bringing on maybe Ethan Ampadu, bringing him on from the bench. You put on Ziyech and Pulisic, like over for Jorginho and Gallagher. Are you crazy? And then later in the game, he puts on Cesar Azpilicueta. Why? Why not? Half time, you see all of this. Okay, you're like, okay. Put Ruben, put him in midfield, take Gallagher off because you see he's struggling. Take him off, put Ampadu on, and put SB, right centre back, Reece, right wing back. You saw we lack some pace down that right hand side. But Corella, and he didn't have the best game, but he had so much to do. I think he got lost on what to do first, what to do second.
They
And for
done they
me,
done a good job. They done a good job pinning our wing backs back, not allowing them to really get too far forward. They done a really good job. But do you know why that was easy for them? Because there was nothing in the midfield that was there to support our wing backs. They were all isolated. Why? Because Jorginho can't go that far forward without being able to track back. So it limits the options. And it's a similar thing that's happening in the attack. Anytime that we're playing balls into the box, we've got 1 or 2 men in the box maximum. By the time the third runners come in, 9 times out of 10, the possession's already gone. It doesn't make no sense, but well, it does because of what we're protecting in that midfield. I just want Tuchel to make the right decision in this transfer window and actually go for the midfielder. But then, like the last caller said, Tuchel knows better than what I do. So I'm gonna have to trust the decisions that he's making. If he feels that it's not a priority, then I have to trust that's his decision. But then again, at the same time, we actually don't know what's going on. It could be as we speak that he's prioritizing a midfielder because you never know until the player's holding up the shirt. But what is it that you think we need that will see our improvements in our play?
So I don't care. Get Wesley Fofana, even if it's 150 million. I don't care. Get him in. We need squad depth. We lack that. And definitely get Ruben Neves from Wolves. You saw how he dominated that Spurs midfield. Absolutely wrecked him to shreds. And get him. Anthony Gordon, please no. Please no. Please no. Get him away.
It looks like he's going to be our player.
Please no. Why are we signing an Everton player? An Everton standard player? Why? If he doesn't get into that Arsenal squad, doesn't get into the Tottenham squad, not even the United squad, how is he getting into Chelsea squad? Our standards are lowering if we get him. Absolutely wrong. And please no, don't sign him. Bring in Rafael Leao. He's a good signing. I've seen him. His technical ability is 10 times better than the likes of Mount, Pulisic. Well, Werner is gone. Werner, when we had in the past, Lukaku also. Oh, his technical ability is way better. So get him in. And yeah, get a backup for. Please get a backup right wing back. I don't know who, but
Apparently that's Gordon. Apparently he's trying to use him as a right wing back, but then that's what I heard. That's what we're seeing from the media. We've got to see when he actually comes in. But apparently that's going to be he's going to try. Tuchel's trying to use him as a right wing back.
oh my.
So let's see. But again, that is media talk.
We need to have a word.
That is media talk. That is media talk. So how true that is, we have to wait and see what happens. But what I do know is it's looking likely that he will be coming to Chelsea Football Club, bruv. So my thing is that if there's nothing that we can do about him coming to the club, let's support him like we do support all the other ones of our players. I think that's only the right thing to do, man. We've got to back the player. Do you know what I mean? But Hanno, once again, before you go, let the people know where they can find you. Also, once you come off this, put it in the comments as well so I can show it on the screen so I can let people know. But just before you go, let the people know where they can find you.
Okay, so if you don't know and don't unsubscribe, Coach's Corner on YouTube. Please subscribe Jesse 150 today. Big up. And yeah, Instagram Hanu underscore coach underscore corner, and Twitter Hanu underscore coach corner. Yeah, big up Guni. Road to 20k in full swing. And yeah,
Yeah, let's
see
make
you
it
all
happen.
again. Up the Chelsea.
100%.
Come on.
Up the Chelsea, man. Hanno, thank you for joining, bruv. And please don't forget to write it in the comments so I can put it up here on the screen. So right now, next is going to be CFC Giddy. Emiliano will be after. AJ will be after that. CFC Manny, you'll be after. Jetto345, then AG. So we've got several people that are waiting backstage. Just thought it'd be good to know so that you guys know the order. But yeah, CFC Giddy, give me a thumbs up if you are ready.
Hey, what's good, man?
Could be better, bruv. I could be better. I'm still quite pissed off about the result over the weekend, man. How you doing?
To be honest, same. You know, it's funny because as soon as that third goal went in, I left. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go play some fives with the homies. I bagged a couple goals. I came home and I was still angry. I was like, come on, bro. What is this? But you know, funny enough, I've actually seen you on like a lot of YouTube spaces and stuff like that. So it's cool to see you doing this type of thing on your own channel. It's really cool. It's really cool. But you know, general thoughts on the game. I just thought like the choice, the lineup. When I saw the lineup, I was just like, nah. What is Gallagher doing in the midfield? First of all, like it's just not gonna work. We saw it in preseason. He
Mhm.
just he doesn't have the press resistance that we need, like someone that cover or Kante gives us in that midfield. He just doesn't do the job. Like yes, he can crunch a tackle, he's physical, stuff like that, but at the same time, that only gets you so far. So I was just like, I felt like that was the wrong decision. And then I just knew I had a feeling when Sterling scored that offside goal. I told my younger brother, I'm like, Leeds are gonna score first. Saying that, thinking, okay, fair enough, they're gonna score first, but we're gonna find ourselves back in the game. I predicted a 2-1 win to Chelsea. But then we just capitulated, and I'm like, yo. Next thing I'm seeing the distances between our wing backs and the white centre backs too big, and the like you mentioned, the midfielders were getting isolated. So I'm just like, guys, what's going on? We know that Tuchel's strength since he's come in has been like everything is compact, everybody's close, the distances are short, and then we're able to spread. And it's like all those principles just went out the window as soon as that first goal went in. And I'm just like, what's going on? Mendy too. I think we need to have a conversation. I don't know what's happened ever since he's come back from AFCON. This guy's been making mistake after mistake. Like beforehand, yes, he was making them, but it didn't lead to goals. It didn't lead to anything. So it was like we brushed it aside. It's like, you know, he's still doing his thing. He's still saving shots. Boom, boom. But on the ball, this guy, like, I don't know. I trust Mendy to make it right and to find his form, but he needs to do it quickly because I don't know, man. He's looking a bit shaky right now. And then in terms of the front line, Havertz, I think he needs to be benched. Mason Mount needs to be benched. I think Pulisic should be given a chance. Like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to find a little bit of hope here, but it's just, yeah, I don't know.
I want to say something about Mount and Havertz, right? Have you noticed it's never just one player that plays bad up top. It's usually them as a
Yeah.
collective.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ongoing pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
So while I do agree that one or two players need to be dropped because the manager can do nothing about the opportunities that Kai Havertz is missing,
Yeah.
and some of the decisions that Mason Mount is making, or you know, Sterling not beating certain players, although he's been good. Sterling's been all right,
Yeah.
if I'm completely
Yeah.
honest. But I just feel that something needs to change. There has to
I
be.
think it's the midfield. It's definitely the midfield. Like Jorginho, if we're being honest, I feel like he's holding us back personally because it's like we try to play to his strengths because he's able to control the tempo of a game normally. Like when he has a very mobile, very press resistant midfielder next to him, like Kante, Jorginho.
But let me
So
ask you this. I'm happy you
yeah,
said that. So you say we play to Jorginho's strengths.
yeah,
Would you put Jorginho up there as one of the best players at Chelsea Football Club?
no.
So why are we playing? Why are we playing to his strengths? Shouldn't you be playing to the strongest players' strengths in your team?
We should, right? But now the thing is, who do you put in his position? Do we have another player who can like provide not necessarily the tempo like that he gives us and stuff like that, but um who can provide what he does on the ball, like in terms of like, you know, spraying passes, etc., but then
I hear
also
you.
be
I hear
better
you.
like defensively. We don't have. I mean, Ampadu, I think he should be given a chance. I'll be honest. I would have played Gilmore in where Gallagher was playing. To be fair, but doesn't seem like Tuchel's gonna give him a chance. So I don't know. But then again, I'm not the manager, so th- there's too many question marks around this Chelsea team, and I think as a fan base, we need to be patient, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I don't think everything's going to be fixed in this window, no, in the winter. Oh, yeah, winter window for you guys up north. So I don't think like we should expect like a quick fix or anything like that. I think we just need a. I'm even willing to take fifth this season because Tottenham looks strong, Arsenal looks stronger. Like I don't know what Liverpool's going to do. To be fair, maybe like it's between us and
I
them.
don't even. This is the thing, right? Is I don't even think we should be talking about fifth, because for two reasons. One,
Mm,
you're allowed to address the problem. You've
mm,
basically been given a blank checkbook because apparently by the time this window closes, they're talking about 300 million British sterling pounds that we're going to spend in this window. If I got to ask you, if
yeah.
you were on the board, right,
Hmm.
and you gave a manager 300 M's to spend,
Yeah.
even the amount of money that we have spent already, right,
Hmm.
would you be happy with finishing outside of a Champions League place?
With the money spent, no, of course not. But
That's
then
my
I
concern.
feel like I feel like it's deeper than just money though. Like think about it. We look at we also have to think about the old management and the old board and stuff like that and the position they've put us in, right? We
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it like this. We've been getting rid of managers, bringing in managers. Like Tuchel's still coaching players brought in by Sorry. Well, most of them are gone now, but Kep is still there. You know, people brought in by Lampard, etc., etc. Like most of these players aren't his. So you expecting him to like we're saying cover the deficiencies for players he didn't even choose, right? And then we also think about like th- th- Todd Bowley's team. Literally, when you read reports, they saying that like they're surprised by the lack of data or like the substance of data when they come in through the door and stuff like that. So it's like, what are they really working with? And then also coupled with the fact there's no director right now. There's no director of football, and I just feel like we don't miss as many opportunities in terms of midfield signings if we have a DOF. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
Mateus
yeah.
Nunes for 45 million, he was waiting, he was there. Last summer, Chouameni, fam. The club said no to Chouameni. Look what he's doing at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like there's Kamara went to Aston Villa on a free. All these DMs, like we could have sorted this matter out like ages ago. Basuma, he's not really a DM, but he went to Tottenham. You know, we could have addressed this matter like so many times, but because we lost defenders, because that too, the contract situation wasn't sorted soon enough, we had to focus on our defense, right? And then obviously because our attack is on firing, then that became another area. So we kept like telling ourselves we have enough midfielders, da 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 da. And now we're getting towards the end of the window, and it's like, boom, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So I think it's deeper than just money being spent. We have to look at like varying circumstances. Of course, you know, you live and die by your decisions. If Tuchel loses his job because of, you know, the people he's buying and he finishes fifth, it is what it is. But like, I just feel like he wasn't even put in a place in circumstances where he could win like 100%. So yeah,
No, but listen, I've got several others that are waiting backstage to jump in, but I felt that you spoke very well, bruv. And make sure that you
thank
are
you.
here 7 o'clock UK time on Sunday, bruv. We'll be doing
So that'll
this
be
again.
8 p.m. where I live. Okay.
What
Okay.
country are you calling in from?
South Africa.
South Africa. Thought so.
Yeah.
Thought so, man. But
Appreciate you having me on, G.
yeah, no problem. You got anything you want to plug before you're out?
Nah, I'm not on social media at the moment, so I'll
All
just
right then,
be in
cool.
and around your space.
All right then, man. No, I appreciate that. Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
Peace. All right, Emiliano next. Then it's AJ. Then it's CFC Manny. Then Jetto, AG. Then Arlik. All right, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, Emilio. I said Emiliano. It's Emilio, fam. My bad, my bro. My bad, my bad. I can't read for some reason.
That's
How
all
you
right,
doing,
mate.
my bro? You was here last time. We had a good chat. How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
yeah, good, mate, good. Just all calmed down from the league game. was it could be a bit like deja vu, really. It was like watching some games last season, or basically the last couple of years, really. Our midfield we get swamped in the midfield. You know, we're just inconsistent as a team. I don't know how you can go from a performance against Tottenham to like the way we played to the next game. Just the individual errors, the lack of energy. You know, I mean, we all berated United for not running. Was against Brentford, they something like 13 kilometers less, and Leeds outrun us by like 13 kilometers. It's just the inconsistencies of being Chelsea nowadays. You know, it's not the old Chelsea, which you could count on as getting a result. So yeah,
It's where do you think it went wrong for us on Sunday?
well, Mendy getting tackled and conceding a goal is never going to help. I think we just have the same problems. There's plenty of games last year where in the first 20 minutes we could have scored 2 goals very easily. Sterling had a great chance, and then Loftus-Cheek. I was like, man, just same thing. Just take a shot. Like, why take the extra touch? It's the
Yeah,
same issue. So again, that could have changed the tide of the game. And then for me, it was just, I think Tuchel picked the wrong A formation and B, the wrong lineup. You don't play Gallagher as a 6. He's not a 6. I do feel for him because Kovacic and Kante are injured, but I think I saw some statistic there in the past 3 years. Both of them have only been fit for around about 55% of our Premier League games. So if you knew that as a manager, if you know that Kante and Kovacic are injury prone and you're left with Jorginho and a bunch of number 8s and you're expecting to play in a 3-4-3, like, come on, like, you know, you should have learned that lesson by now. And then Tuchel coming out, I think the weekend saying, "Oh, we don't need a, you know, why do we need a midfielder? Look at all these players." It's like, but come on, like, you do not have. You've only got Jorginho and Kante, who really are natural 6s. Even Emilio did better in a 3.
I mean, at first, when I heard that at first, obviously it was just fresh off the battering that we just took. So I absolutely lost my head when I heard that. But here's the thing: is potentially he could be saying that, so he's not really letting other clubs know that that's what we're in the market for. Because remember, we've spent a shit ton of money, and clubs are looking at us like the bag. So they might just say, all right, if Chelsea come in for our midfielder, we're just going to slap on another 20, 30 million or whatever it is on top of it. Do you know what I mean? Something similar to what we're facing with the Fofana situation, although he's got like 5 years left on the contract. So that's really where the most of the money is. But they have still inflated his value massively because they know that we're after a centre-back. So I think that might be the case, but there's something that tells me that it's not. I just think that he doesn't think the midfield is a priority. And quite rightly, like you said, you know Kovacic isn't fit. You know Kante isn't fit for a lot of this season. Why is the drop-off from there to our next option so bad? How do we expect this depth to maintain a Premier League charge, a Champions League charge, an FA Cup charge? And because we're a team that's supposed to be fighting on all fronts. So how do you look at that? Yeah, how do you look at that and expect that to happen?
You know, our players, if you take Kante and Kovacic out, they do not feel that they got the security to go and bomb forward and attack, knowing what's left behind them. I think me and you spoke about last time about I think the Conte season is a great example because it's a 3 at the back system. You know, if you've got Matic and Kante in that midfield and you've got your back 3, Chelsea, Hazard, Willian, you know, that front 5, the wing backs could really, really push forward, knowing that they had the security behind them.
Yeah.
And our players at the moment, you know, they don't have that security. So I do think in an attacking sense, it does hold them back a little bit because I'm sure Mason Mount or Sterling potentially, although he knew the back of their mind, you know, if I lose the ball, if I take too many risks, you know, then we'll get countered and the other team will go the other
100%. Exactly.
I think I agree with you that I don't think that, you know, the board worrying about whether people are going to ask her to pay too much for a midfielder. If we say that we need a midfielder, can happen. I think definitely with Fofana, the fact that we've not really gone in. We know that Leicester want, Harry Maguire fee, and we've gone in with a third bid at 70. It probably could Chelsea don't want to be looked like, you can just play hardball with us and we'll give you what you want. With the midfielders, I just don't understand it. Like, you got Loftus-Cheek and Gallagher and Mount. They are number 8s, number 10 players. They are not number 6s. And it just annoyed me that he's been here for long enough now, Tuchel, to know he's got the power now to say what signing he wants. Why are we not going for number 6? He seemed to love Declan Rice. I know Declan Rice could be expensive. He's like 100 million. But if you're going to spend 60 million on Anthony Gordon, go out and spend 90 million on Declan Rice, because he's more of a priority.
Exactly.
Makes no sense.
And furthermore, right? Let's say he didn't want to buy the midfielder. This is just my opinion anyway. 60 million on Anthony Gordon versus 50 million on Pedro Neto.
Or I can put it to you, if AC Milan want something like 90 mil for Rafael Leao, mate, just for an extra 40 million, just go and bloody pay them the money. But even you're right, Pedro Neto is, I was thinking that he may go to Liverpool like Jota did. He is a good player. I'd rather spend less money on another winger. And I think I guess as it is square pegs, as the comment said, Giddy said square pegs in round holes. And I do think we need, if we got Fofana, we could play a 4 in the back system. It could work. And we could play with 3 midfielders. And then I think we got more of the profiles of midfielders to play in a 3. But then again, you're still left with that thing where you need a DM to play with 2 8s. And we don't actually have a DM, do we? Really?
We don't. We've got Ampadu that can play that role pretty well.
I would rather Tuchel do that. I would rather Tuchel just try it. I'd appreciate him against Leicester if he went, you know what, Ampadu, I want you to be my sweeper. I want you to play that number 6 role, and at least attempt and show that you recognise that that's an issue. I don't know how all of our football fans can recognise that. And he's a top-class manager, cannot recognise that we need that type of profile. It is quite mind-baffling. I don't want to question Tuchel, because I think I want to see how he does once he's got all of his players, as I said before. But we do need to start at least asking the questions of him. Why did you play that formation against Leeds?
Exactly.
Why did you play Gallagher with Kante? Gallagher with Jorginho, when you know that isn't going to work. It's just the same issues as last year, isn't it? Because when we lost the midfield last year, around November, December time, alongside the wing backs, we were screwed. And it just goes to show how fragile our squad depth is in reality.
Exactly. And I just wanted to look at this comment. Not a chance you would get exposed in the back four without a DM, certainly. We've seen that. And this is exactly what we were just talking about. If we address that, then it's not going to be as bad, is it? So there's that.
100%.
But Emilio, I've got several people waiting backstage, and I've got another live that I've got to get on by 7 o'clock. But we're going to be back here 7 o'clock on Sunday. We're going to stick to that routine again. I know I've switched days, obviously today being Tuesday, but I thought I've got to get this one in. So definitely try and jump on again on Sunday, man.
Definitely.
Better news. Do you know what I mean?
Hopefully, we're a lot happier.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still pissed off at the result, but thanks for jumping in, though, bro.
Cool, mate. All right, cheers.
AJ, thumbs up if you're ready, my bro. Then Manny, you're next. Jetto, you're after. Alec, Siegel, and then Ben, and that's it, because I'm going to be jumping on another stream, still on this channel, but it's going to be myself and Henry Wright TV. But AJ, let's go. How you doing, my bro?
What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm still annoyed about that result on Sunday, bruv.
Tell me about it, man. It burns, man. It's not getting any easier. I just want to start by saying that I'm Tuchel in. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm Tuchel in. No discussion for now, at least. I'm Tuchel in. But it's time to ask some questions. It's time to ask Tuchel some questions, and it's questions from a place of, we're on the same team. We want the same things. We want we want what's best for the club. But I think Tuchel is making some big mistakes that he was making in the past, but it's like he's carrying them over. And I think the main thing is, he's not adapting to, each team, and he's not trusting the players. I think the structure, the 3-4-3, like the main structure of Tuchel, I think it's been found out by the Premier League. I think they know how to combat it. They know where to pressure. They have all week to watch the tape. And, he played against an American coach. This is what we do over here. They study tape, they plan, they prepare for you, and they come at you when it's time.
Did you hear what Jesse Marsh said before the game as well? Did you hear his comments?
No, but I'm sure it's about preparation.
He actually said, I've studied Chelsea, and I'm very comfortable about getting a result. Before the ball was kicked, he said, I'm very confident of getting a result against these guys.
I'm telling you. There's a reason why America does great in sports, and it's mainly preparation and just being ready for the opponent. And Tuchel, Tuchel is my manager. I want him in and everything, but he needs to, manage the game better, and he needs to trust the players. He needs to put these players in their choice positions. I understand why when he came, we switched to the 3-4-3, shore up everything. We were giving up goals under Lampard. Then it started working. We were actually scoring goals. We were keeping clean sheets. We went on to win the Champions League. It makes sense why we stayed in it. Fast forward to last year, we stay in the 3-4-3. Why fix what's broke? Why fix what's not broken? Work with it for the year. It has its ups and downs. We start off the year good. A lot of happened from November to like April, so it didn't work out. Tuchel now has a chance to adapt the team, change his tactics, add something new, add a plan B, add a plan C. That's what you have to do. You have to have a way to adapt to the situation, and you have to get what's best out of your players. In the first 20 minutes of the game, it's clear to see that Leeds is prepared for the game. They're up for it. They're running. They're on you. You have no time on the ball, especially in the midfield. You're suffocated.
Exactly.
Tuchel, you must bring in another midfielder to increase the numbers in midfield to combat the pressure. Now they have another person that they have to press, which opens up more gaps for you to play through, and you also have to start playing longer passes. All we did was continue doing the same thing. I mean, after a while, you're going to get found out. You've been found out from the first minute. So it's only a matter of time until they're going to score. Unfortunately, Mendy makes, it's like the third or fourth time I've seen Mendy like being tackled and the other team scored. Like, bro, you're not the best with your feet. Take one touch, clear the ball. Reece James and Cucurella didn't even open up for him because they're expecting him to take a touch and clear the ball. He takes the touch. It's not a good touch. That's fine. He takes a second touch, and then he should clear the ball. Instead of clearing the ball, he takes a third touch. Once you take after the second touch, somebody's already coming after you. You don't have time for a third touch. So but that's a function of us being under pressure for the first 20 minutes. I don't know why Tuchel's talking about, Leeds didn't do anything. That's BS, bro. They were cooking us for 20 minutes. They just couldn't score. But that goal was a function of us being under pressure for 20 minutes.
It was coming. It was coming. You could smell it from the word go. Like they was definitely on the front foot, and they felt confident because you just looked at that midfield and you just knew they was just going to overrun it, overpower it, because the combination of the lack of experience and the immobility of Jorginho, who's somebody that I want to talk about, bruv. Yeah,
I'm gonna get to him.
Glaring. But this guy seems to be making good points here. By the way, my guy, you can adapt as much as you want, but players make the formation, not the other way around. Exactly.
And yes.
You need the profile of players to play certain systems. You need the correct profile first, 100%.
Yes.
Jorginho is not that, mate. In this Premier League, he's not that, because look, there's this thing of he's fast, he dictates the play. His job is to dictate play, but how often do we see? How quickly does he get the ball out of his feet these days? How often does he play a forward ball these days?
None, never, bro.
How often does he get pressed off the ball these days? A lot.
How many assists does he get? We need goals and assists from the midfield. I understand Jorginho is not a goal scorer, but okay, you have the ball. How many? Like he has the ball most out of most of the people on the team. He has it the most. Like your passes are not effective. Okay, you keep the ball, keep it in rotation. Sometimes when we win the ball quick, move it quick. But sometimes you have to look for the killer pass. We don't have an elite passer in the midfield, so like we're not getting it from Jorginho. Kovacic is not going to give us an elite pass. He'll give us the dribble, but we're not going to get an elite pass from him.
He'll give us, but you see, where I'll be fair on Kovacic, he'll probably give us like 1 in 5.
Yes, he'll give us way more than everybody else.
But you'll see a couple times, but it's nowhere near enough for what it needs to be.
We need to look at Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Every game he's giving 4 or 5 goal scoring passes. It's for you to just put the ball in the goal. That's all we need to do.
Do you know why that is? I'm happy you said that. Do you know why that's? Although he does have a few other roles, but you know why he's allowed to do that? Because he's got Rodri behind him.
Yep.
He knows that if I lose this ball, right? It's not that he doesn't have to track back, because he does, but he knows that in that split moment where it's essential to get back, we've got somebody that's there to shield the defense and relieve the pressure off our back line. And that's Rodri. And then on top of that, Rodri has got that thing about him where he's so good at the game. Like his forward passing is brilliant. His decision making is brilliant. His positioning is excellent. So there's a lot of things that's needed in that role. Yeah, and he's not the lead. The thing is like he's not the fastest player in the world, but where he does make up for it is his physicality and his brain. Yeah. So that's that's what makes Rodri so good. But when you look at Jorginho being that last option, everybody knows that he can't do it. Everyone on the team knows, which is why we can't commit bodies forward, bro. There's another question I wanted to ask you. Have you been noticing the high balls you're playing up to Raheem Sterling?
Oh man, me personally, I don't like, crossing the ball too much at all in general. I'm looking for the 1-2s on top of the box. Give me an overload wide and square the ball across the box. That's what Raheem is looking for too. That's where he comes from. He's coming from tap-ins and one-time finishes. Now we crossing him the ball like he's Drogba, prime Drogba 2010. Like, come on, man. And that's a function of how the team creates the chances, because the midfield, we're not getting anything centrally, so there's no link up from Jorginho or the central midfielder into the strikers. So it's just going wide. Reece James got to do something. Our Loftus-Cheek now, he's our wing back. One-on-one, Loftus-Cheek is excellent, but like his final ball is not good, So we just getting into the space and crossing the ball to Raheem. We're wasting Raheem. And then when he plays center forward, like false 9, I understand why he has the skill set to do it. But in this structure, it's not going to work because he's so isolated. If you notice, every time Raheem gets the ball, how many people's on him?
And the thing is, it's every single one of our attackers. It's not just him, because you know why? Because in games like this, when our wing backs know that they're being pinned, they cannot offer the outlet option for that attacker under pressure. This is the problem that we're having, man. Like that one position, we're having to what's that word I'm looking for?
Compensate.
Yeah, in so many ways that it's just stifling us going forward.
It's ridiculous. That's my main point, Guni. TT, it comes down to you trusting the players. I understand you may not we're not playing with a 4 back because we don't have the center back profile. Now Koulibaly's out, so we definitely not playing with a 4 back in the next game. Thiago has to be protected. Jorginho has to be protected. So you need those 2 center backs there, and you need those wing backs there. So the recovery is protected. But if you look at the mix of our midfielders, we have one true attacking midfielder who's Gallagher. He should not be playing in the pivot. He's a true attacking midfielder. He wants to come into the space and finish or make the last pass. That's what he lives for. Then you have 4 box-to-box midfielders: Mount, RLC, Kova, and Conte. They're box-to-box midfielders. Then you have one sitting midfielder, which is the problem. The mix is so imbalanced, which is Jorginho. And on top of that, he's not defensive-minded. So you don't really have anybody protecting the defense consistently. We used to have Matic. Before that, we had Mikel. We had Makalele. We haven't won the title since Matic. Don't you see that? That's the reason why you have to have that player. Look at
Like
Fabinho.
someone said it.
Look at Fabinho. Look at Rodri. All the last title-winning teams have that player.
Before Rodri, who did they have? Fernandinho.
Fernandinho. I mean,
You see?
the list goes on. That player allows your system to work. It allows everybody to fully express themselves.
Facts.
Like you said,
Facts.
KDB can express himself because Rodri's there to protect him. And it all affects. This is why we don't score. This is what all of these issues are stemming from the central part of the field. So
100%.
I don't know.
I've got to agree, AJ, but I've got to be out in about
I feel you,
30
bro.
minutes. I'm gonna try and squeeze everybody in. So, but thank you very much for
Tuchel
jumping
in.
in. Yeah, of course.
The team,
I
back
don't
the
want the
team.
manager out, bro.
We're
We're
still
not trying
only
to get
3
the manager
games,
out.
guys.
You get me? But thanks for jumping in, my bro. Manny, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, boom. He already knows the assignment already. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah, I'm doing great so far. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, great. So, well, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good because, boy, that match Sunday was very horrendous. The selection, I get the selection, but you shouldn't play a player like Gallagher in the pivot because he isn't defensive, man. He isn't that player that has the discipline to actually sit, go, you know, have that middle, defend that middle. He's not that type of player. So I believe that he should have started with Ampadu. I don't know if he trusts that player or not, but um, we need to take some big steps moving forward because it's really not looking good. The Fofana thing, it's not looking good with that because we just got a bid rejected again. And the more time we spend on that, well, literally has like what 8 9 days left back in the transfer window.
9 days left.
9 days, and I really don't see where it's going. I'm trusting the manager regardless, but I don't really see where it's going, to be honest, because what I would have done in my perspective or my opinion, what I would have done, I would have went to Portugal, scout some players there, get two wingers from Portugal because they are good for having wingers. Get a young defender, get two young defenders or young defenders from the French league, I guess like what Arsenal did with Saliba, because they're good players there. Or if you don't want to do that, you can keep the two players, which is Ampadu and Chalaba. Ampadu can play as DM as well. And again, I don't know if he doesn't trust these players or not. Then you can get two more You can get a midfielder from the German league, the Bundesliga, the German league, the Spanish league, any for cheap. You can get a simple midfielder, right? What can come in and do a job. I really don't know what we're doing because there's so much cracks in this team, and I understand as a coach you're trying to cover it up. You're trying your best to cover it up, but I think that it's time to take out the plaster and do a standard rebuild. Because to be honest, Georgina not supposed to be anymore. Um, we need to replace Conte in the next year because he's injury prone. We have all of someone to see that most of our midfielders are injury prone. We need better midfielders. We need midfielders that can play more. We need to take Mount out of that right wing position. We need to take Avers out of that false nine position and actually find his rightful position. Because the moving around, I get that, yeah, you don't have the right profile players, but the moving around, the constant moving around, it's not going to work. It's really not going to work. And we see this. Raheem Sterling coming, and he has been looking good, but you can see that from the movements that he's doing is from the Man City style of play, and we're not helping him.
He's isolated all the time, man, and we're playing him as a false nine. Why?
I don't know. I'm not sure why. To be honest, I'm not sure. To be honest, because I believe that he should play on the wings. To be honest, we should ditch this formation. To be honest, we should ditch it. We should try a different formation that, even if it's three at the back, try 3-5-2. But overload the midfield with three players. Mount in the midfield. We can have Sterling as the wide player and an Express as the wide player if we get Aubameyang. But at this moment, we need a lot more than what we're going for in the market right now.
Exactly.
And it just I don't know how we are going to do this moving forward. But in a sense, I'm mad that we lost, but I'm glad that we lost to show the inconsistency in our team. It literally show us everything that we need in yesterday, Sunday. I mean, it literally shows us everything that we need. And Tuchel need to stop being stubborn about not getting a midfielder, because right now these midfielders, they're not doing enough. These attacking players not doing enough. When are we going to? How much more time we're going to give to Havertz? How much more time we're going to give to Pulisic? How much more time we're going to give to all of these players? We give them time and they don't do anything, and then we end up blame the coach that he's not giving them any time. How much time should we give Pulisic that is constantly missing chances? Havertz that is constantly missing chances. Right now, when you look at it, he's living off that the one Champions League goal in the finals, and you need to work. You need to build on that. You
Big
cannot.
fact.
You need to build on that. Yes, you win us a Champions League, but you win us a Champions League. What else? You haven't done anything else in the after that.
Yeah, can't live off that goal. But I do. You see, where I do feel sorry for Kai Havertz and where I will defend him is that he is being misprofiled, bro. He is being used out of position. I don't think he's very comfortable where he's playing. And I'm actually quite surprised that Tuchel, if he was going to play him anywhere in that system that doesn't suit him anyway. And this is the thing, I don't blame Tuchel for this, because Kai Havertz is not a Tuchel signing. But he was getting rhythm playing in that false nine position himself.
Mhm.
Raheem Sterling naturally is a winger. Why not just use him as a winger? And you've got Mason Mount. You persist to use him as the left winger. I understand why, because you look to him to come in from that left side or to drop into that midfield to add to numbers. But it doesn't always work. We saw that against Leeds.
Yeah,
So this misprofiling of players is what's really it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, and it's just going back to what I said. Once you remedy that central midfield position, things become easier, because we don't become as open, and we don't need players to be overprotecting the middle. We don't need that. We can allow players to start going forward and attacking and doing what they're actually naturally good at.
that's for sure. And one more thing that I have to say, um, most persons that are saying misprofile, I get why he does it, and it makes me upset as well. But when you look at this, the reason why he does it that is because the type of players that we have, they're not a system type of players. Because if you look at all of these players, where we take them from their clubs, they were the players that are standing out. If you look at the same thing that happened to Grealish in Man City side, he's a niche type of player. And we have
Yeah.
mostly those type of players. Havertz, Werner, Lukaku. It has to build around them. And the fact that we are trying to put them in a system, like they're a triangle, and we are trying to force them into they're a square, and we are trying to force them into a triangle. It's like, we don't do that. We need to find the right profile players in the first place, and this comes down to the scouting team, the previous regime that bought players based on commercial value instead of actual profiling players. Because if any rightful if the coaching staff and the scouting team was really thinking when they scouted Havertz, they wouldn't have bought him. And this is not a case that I'm saying that Havertz is bad. It's just that he's a wrong profile for the type of
Thank
football
you.
Chelsea play. And the same with Werner, the same with Lukaku, the same with Ziyech. They're all the wrong players. They're all wrong players, and it's all because of commercial value. So I just want this to be fixed by this summer and next summer, so we can start fresh with players that suit this type of football that we
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, no, it's a fact, man. I wish I could have you stay on for longer, but I am limited in time. But just make sure you're back here 7 o'clock UK time, 2 p.m. EST on Sunday, because we're gonna bring it back on that day. Originally, I wanted to do it every Sundays, but a couple Sundays I've been busy. But now we're gonna bring it back. But thank you for jumping on, my bro. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Peace. Jetto, thumbs up if you're ready. Arlik is after Jetto, and then Siegel, and then Ben, and then Sid, and then I'm going to be moving on to the next live. Jetto, thank you for waiting so patiently, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Still annoyed about the result, bruv. Still seriously annoyed about it. But talk to me, man. What's going on?
All right, where do I start? Okay. The Leeds game, right. So that game, that lineup, everything about that game showed me that Tuchel, one, is predictable. I knew he was going to play Gallagher in the midfield with Jorginho. It was so obvious based on his press conference. But one thing I didn't expect him to do was actually stick with Reece James as a right centre back and Ruben as a right wing back. And things like that show me that, and I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but do you think Tuchel sometimes tactically just overthinks? Because in the big games, you can understand why tactically it's very important to beat Spurs, Liverpool, Man City, the European teams like Real Madrid, you know, all these guys. But then games like against Leeds, do you really need to play someone like Ruben as a right wing back? Do you really need to play Gallagher in a double pivot? And based on his comments, you can understand why he played him there, because he compared him to Kante. I mean, what?
Insane.
That's insane to me. Like the only like similarities between them is they both have an engine. And another thing I want to also talk about is Koulibaly. Like I've seen no one talk about this. The red card. I mean, stupid. Very stupid. You know, you're on a yellow. We were 3-0 down already. I don't understand why you have to take the man down. Just let him go through with the ball. Very, very stupid. And apparently he's now injured. So I don't know how long that's going to be for. I know he misses Leicester, but I hope that's not for long. And also, another thing, Mendy, I mean, the guy's been terrible since he came back from AFCON. Let's just keep it real. The amount of mistakes he's made, not good enough. And I would like to think that Kepa is good enough based on what he did in January to maybe compete with him, but it doesn't seem that way to Tuchel. So I can't see Mendy getting dropped anytime soon. And also as well, I'm actually sick of the overprotection that Mason Mount and Kai Havertz are getting at the moment from Tuchel particularly, not even the fan base. Because in my opinion, right, I can now understand why the likes of Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech may not be happy with the minutes they're getting. Because yes, you may not think that they deserve to play. That's fine by me. You may think, yes, they're inconsistent. And Mason Mount has credit in the bank, so he deserves to play pretty much every game, right? But how do you think Mason Mount got that credit in the bank? It's because Tuchel gave him consistent minutes every single time, regardless of how he plays, so he can build up form and play well. That's why he got back-to-back Player of the Year. If Pulisic is dropping the stinkers that Mason Mount and Kai Havertz have been dropping, same with Ziyech, same with Hudson-Odoi, they drop the next game, just like that. So I think in terms of that, I'm not really a fan of the favoritism. And yeah, everything about that game was a mess. Mistakes were made tactically all over the place. Leeds, I've got to give them credit. You know, Jesse Marsch is a decent manager. You know, you don't manage the likes of RB Leipzig and Salzburg if you're not a half decent manager. You know,
yeah, facts.
It was clear to me that Leeds were going to come out and play football. And as well as that, you can quite clearly see their base from their midfield to the attack has gotten so much better than last season. They now have Tyler Adams, Mark Rocker. They've got who else do they have? Harrison on the wing. Harrison, you know, Dan James isn't good, but up top he worked hard, I guess. So in terms of Leeds, they were very good in the game, and fair play to them. We were just shit.
Well, you see, my thing with Koulibaly, right, is I will say that the second yellow card was a bit of a head loss, a bit of a loss of composure. Because, like you said, we're 3-0 down. We're not winning this game. Doesn't matter if a fourth goes in. We've still been battered. Do you know what I mean? But to me, it just smells to me like he just had a bit of head loss, bro. But you see why I'm not necessarily too upset with him is because imagine you as a centre back here, you're having to fulfill two roles. You're having to be the defender, right? And you're also having to take that risk to step out of your defensive line to cover what's the CDM position on that side of the pitch as well. You're doing two jobs where it can be covered by the manager if he just says, do you know what? We're lacking in a number 6. Let's go and get that number 6 to shield that defense. We've always had that. Quite rightly, like AJ said before, we haven't won a title since 2015, bro. 16, 17, bro. You get me? So what was the comment? What was there when we won the title? We had Matic. Why why have we? But this is the thing: is like, why have we gone from the tradition of not building from the base? Because what Chelsea have always been strong at is building that spine. Yeah, Peter Cech, John Terry, whether it's Matic or John Obi Mikel, Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba, super solid spine. Look at our spine right now. Mendy can be shaky, but he's a strong enough character. Thiago Silva, solid. Who's in the middle?
Okay, it's Jorginho, but right. I know everyone is going at Jorginho, and people say he's the main reason as to why we play a three at the back. But you guys have got to remember, it's not just him. As much as we all love Thiago Silva, he's also a key reason why we play three at the back. At the end of the day, he's 37 years old, nearly 38, and as much as we all think he's brilliant, world class, one of the best, like I actually don't think Tuchel can trust him in a back four as well as trusting Jorginho in a.
We know this. It's not. This is the thing: is do I think he's good enough to play in a back four? Yes, but what my thing is that do I think he's good enough to play 90 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes in a back four? No, you're asking too much now. You're asking
Are you saying that
much.
in regards to Jorginho?
No. In regards to Thiago Silva. Because look, he's 38 years old, 37, 38 years old. Let's have it right. He's not going to cheat time. He's going to get tired before everyone else. He can't be playing in the two. So I
okay. In that case, I hear the Thiago Silva one, but in that case of Jorginho, why can't we, instead of maybe trying to play a 4-3-3, which I think everyone wants in the future, and play him as a lone DM, try a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2. I mean, last season, in the few games that we played a 4-4-2, Jorginho was in some of those games, and we were still fine as a team. We still played well. So I'm finding it a bit harsh how a lot of people are mainly going at Jorginho and blaming him, because people need to understand he's our only six as well. Imagine if he gets injured and we don't get a midfielder. What's going on there?
Okay,
and Kante
so
and Kogo.
But what's this? I'm happy you said that, because now this goes full circle back to the manager, because we're now in a time period where it can be addressed. It can be addressed here, right now. If we spend the money correctly, bro, and allocate funds correctly, we could do it now.
But the thing is, based on the comments I've heard of Tuchel in the past, right? Unless it's an opportunistic signing like Frankie de Jong, we're not gonna get a midfielder. The only reason why we're in for Frankie is because he's potentially available. Other than that, I've not heard a single rumor, not one rumor, to like a proper link to a midfielder since. It looks like we're going to get Declan Rice this year. It looks like we're only really going to get midfielders when both Kante and Jorginho leave, or at least one of them. So this is on Tuchel. Don't get it twisted. And as well as that, I actually think he sees Ruben as a 6. I think everyone else sees him as an 8, like a box to box. But I'm actually starting to think he may see Ruben as a 6 and also a backup to Jorginho if he gets injured. Did you notice when Jorginho went off in that game, Ruben moved straight to midfield? And when it was him and Gallagher, it was Ruben who was deeper than Gallagher. Did you notice that? He did that also last. He did it last season. Every time Ruben played in the pivot with either Cover or Kante, Ruben was always the one in the deepest. He clearly sees Ruben as a 6, which to me, it's crazy. But he must think he's tall, he's got that stature. Obviously, he's strong as hell. He's decent on the ball, I guess. So, but defensively, there's no awareness from Ruben, just like there isn't awareness from Gallagher. That is why we're not getting a midfielder, which is unfortunate, man.
We've got to continue this conversation. Are you going to be around on Sunday from 7?
100%. I'll be around, bro.
Definitely jump back on. I wish we could have continued longer. I've just got to be off pretty gone.
One more thing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course. J2O. I'm on my way to 100 subscribers. So yeah, if you want to subscribe.
Also, you see when you come out of here, type it in the comments. I'll find it and I'll put it up on the screen so that people can see where to go as well. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, got you.
All right, then, man. Appreciate you joining in, bruv. Arlik, thumbs up if you're ready. Then we've got Ben, then we've got Sid, and then I'm going to have to go to the next stream. Arlik, how you doing, my bro?
Good. How are you, sir? Good to see you again. It's been a minute.
Yeah, for real. As you can hear, I'm not in the best of spirits right now.
I can understand
what's happened over the weekend. But talk to me, bruv. I don't want to rob any more of your time.
Yeah. I'll be quick for your time as well. Listen, I agree with what everyone has said, like those who have preceded me, so to speak. I would like to take a different turn and kind of focus on an actual like solution for the sake of our emotional states, because I felt just as bad as you when the result happened. I was dumbfounded, and you know what's crazy? When I watched your review and you were saying how bad we were, I had to look at the game again because I was like, we had the ball, and I'm naturally offensive minded. So we had the ball. Why? And then I noticed something that I forget sometimes, which is you can dominate the game without the ball. And Leeds showed us what that is. And I was like, yo. And then I watched some tactical threads and watching them like press our wing backs where the winger that would go, let's say, to the right or left center back would drop down to the wing back. So it was a very interesting, just like some coaches, I was very intrigued by that. But to the question of midfield, I think we all know the truth. Our midfield depth is inadequate. I'll say it mildly and respectfully. While, Tuchel I saw the press conference too. He mentioned we have Kovacic, we have Jorginho, we have Conte, we have Gallagher, we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and I'm like, all true, but two of them are already injured, and one has only a year of Premier League experience. The other has not had consistent Premier League minutes in years in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So that only leaves one with that kind of consistency over time in Jorginho, right? So we have to call a spade in that. Solution, I do think that it is time for us to go to a back four, but not in the most traditional sense because of what you mentioned with Thiago Silva. I think we have to pack the midfield. He's done the 4-2-2-2, which isn't a bad idea, and I appreciate. I would say that is an option, or the diamond, which is a bit more old school. I think Pochettino played it with Spurs when he was there.
He did.
You put someone like a Jorginho at the base of it, but you have the supporting angles. I think France tried to do it a bit as well. So you put, let's say, like someone like Havertz. A lot of conversation has been going around Havertz, and I think you pointed out rightly that he's misprofiled like in the worst way. Even him at the false nine, I wasn't into. I just felt like anytime he's back to goal, it's not
working. No, I agree with you, but I don't see how else we can accommodate him.
Yeah, so that's my thing. So this is why I think the diamond is a solution, because he's always been, at least from what we know. Let me leave the performances that we've seen out of the picture for a moment. He's always been good between the lines. That's what's been said about him. That's what we've seen previously. Obviously, Bundesliga attacks has its asterisks, but you try to take as much of the attributes as you can. So if you can put him at the top of a 4-4-2 diamond, right? So you say Jorginho, let's say, because we have no Kovacic or Conte right now, you go Gallagher and Mount on each side of the diamond, and you put Havertz up top. And then assuming we get Aubameyang down signed, we get him and Sterling as the two top players. And then you kind of give Havertz this roaming freedom of going underneath them. And then they rotate as a front three-ish. It also gives Sterling the opportunity to come in and Havertz to make higher runs and that sort of thing. But it allows for that kind of fluidity that he wants in the 3-4-3 formation with the 2 10s underneath, but in a less kind of predictable way, just because we've been doing the 3-4-3 for a bit now. And as someone mentioned earlier, it's being predicted, like it's being read off. Like the way Leeds picked us off and were so direct, they had twice the amount of shots on target as we did without having as much of the ball. I think it spoke volumes to me.
Yeah, there was a huge, man. It's but like I've said 100 times, that huge hole in the midfield doesn't help. The pressure we're putting on the defenders, it's just all, it's not looking good at the minute. But Alec, I've got 2 more people on, and I'm literally supposed to
go. Do your thing, man.
8
just
minutes.
Happy for you.
So just jump back on Sunday at 7:00, bruv.
2 p.m. Eastern,
2 p.m. EST though. But thanks for jumping on again, my bro.
Take care of yourself.
Ben, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, bro. And then Sid, you're going to be the final caller.
How you doing, sir? How you doing, Guni?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself, mate?
So I'm going to go from the start. Well, we never had a great team since 2012, like when we had that midfield pairing of Matt, who was our midfield back then? I'm just going to go right in. Sunday's performance reminded me of the Arsenal game in Orlando. Mm-hmm. All this back passing, we're not getting the same back passing from Tuchel is the same end product. It leads to goals. And our reason I want Mendy dropped for Saturday, because we got to give Kepa a chance.
Okay.
Because we never had a January. If you go back to the Club World Cup, do you remember that 8 minutes of shot stopper when against Al Hilal?
Yeah.
I want to have that against Leicester because all our back passing, when I saw this pivot of Mount and Jorginho and Gallagher, we were fucked.
Yeah, from the beginning, 100%. I agree with you, bro.
Gallagher is not a defensive midfielder. Our only way we can, when Conte plays the midfield, he's a burden wall. You're not getting past him. And when I saw him on the ground against Tottenham, I was saying to myself, it's gonna be a rough 7 weeks.
Yeah, facts. Because everyone was thinking it. Because I was watching at the Football Factory, and as soon as everyone saw Kante hold his hamstrings, everyone just went, "Oh no!" Because we know how much trouble we're in without him, and especially with Kovacic out as well.
For real, because our best midfield pairing is Kovacic and Conte. One, Kovacic can play through balls with Mount. Conte can stay more back and defend, because if we lose the ball, we have that 3 at the back and Conte in that defensive midfield role. So we can put at least Koulibaly up more upper. But if you get a through ball, that's when you have Thiago Silva and that other central defender to defend. But with this back passing, because when Leeds came out to the front foot, they were through and through, because we never had a great chance until Sterling put the ball in the net. And after that, Aronson, Rodrigo, and at least, because you saw Man United and Liverpool yesterday, right?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Well, Aston was on the same amount of pressure, but he kicked the ball out for a throw. That's what Mendy doesn't do. He doesn't kick the ball out. Because I don't care if we give him a throw. Don't give up the goal. Just don't give up the goal. Mendy has been doing this since AFCON. I'm just telling you, this performance reminded me against Arsenal, because when we're under pressure, we're freaking out and passing from the back. And when we pass from the back, it ends ugly. So I just wanted to get a deal when Casemiro signed for Man U. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there. Going to Europa League. But we should have gotten that DM. But seeing when they got to Tottenham, that should have been a warning sign, because Casemiro was out. And we also need a number 9. And I think that could be a Aubameyang, because he can finish. Havertz can't. You can play him as a false 9, but not a striker. So if you can put, I think a good front will be Aubameyang in the front, Havertz as a false 9, and Mount and Kovacic in the creation, and Conte as a midfielder, DM. Back 3, Fofana, Koulibaly, Silva, and Mendy as a keeper. And that team can give us probably at least a Champions League trophy, because that team can be unstoppable.
I don't disagree. I just feel like, because the thing is obviously I'm not going to say I don't want a Champions League, but I would like to see us do it over the 38-game season in the Premier League, because that's bread and butter. And I just think with what we have, especially the imbalance in that midfield, it's looking difficult, man.
It is.
Yeah, it's looking difficult. But I do have one more guest on, because I'm supposed to be on another live in 3 minutes. But do you have a channel where people can find you?
Yes, Ben Talks Chelsea, on the road to 400 subscribers.
Okay, so what can you do this for me? You see, once you come off this, put it in the chat so I can post it up here on the screen so I can share it for you, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much, man. Sid, thumbs up if you're ready. Sid, let's do this. Talk to me. I'm in a bit of a rush.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to take much time. Thank you for sending me the link first, but my father is having a surgery in your time today and in my time tomorrow. So I was at hospital in a rush to reach home. That's why I texted you on Instagram also that I won't be able to reach, but I reached. So I decided to join, and yeah.
Well, first, the most important thing is that we wish your dad a speedy recovery in the surgery, man, and he comes out 100% okay, man. That's the most important thing. But talk to me.
Firstly, we discussed it on Instagram that Casemiro was needed. It's a myth that we can't pay high wages and we can't give contract. When we are paying Fofana 80 million and probably 230k a week, which is rumored, we can give that to Casemiro, who unlocks our whole team. Mount, Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho. I think Jorginho also and Gallagher. They are all not six. Only Casemiro would be that role of a six. Jorginho, I don't consider him as a six because he can't defend. He
Yeah.
get bypassed very easily, and we saw that Conor Gallagher was floating around final third, and ball was going backwards from that Leeds press. He was not aware of that, and people say Ruben Loftus-Cheek can play six, or Tuchel see him as playing six. Hell no. We all saw that his positioning was terrible.
No,
So
it's
I
horrible. It's
just
horrible.
Yeah, man, I think we could have gone for Casemiro and we could have given him the same things with Champions League. It's not like we can't afford wages, man. If we are paying 100 million for a defender who has potential but has only seen for one season properly, then we can give that to Casemiro, who can clearly unlocks our whole team and even protect Thiago Silva with his energy.
And we're
We
about to
all saw
spend
that.
we're about to spend 60 million on a player that's, let's have it right, is not the top of the priority order.
Man, he has created less chances than Callum Hudson-Odoi. 60 million for that. We can pay that to Casemiro. And what are the wages? 18 million. Do you think it's much for us? We sold Werner. We can use that money for Casemiro's wages. What is beneficial in your terms? Casemiro or 20 million?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is why I said, like, look, there was a rumor saying that Casemiro was gonna get 400k a week. No, he was gonna get 350. Now people were
No
saying that's
problem.
too much money to pay. Yeah, I'm on the same side as you, but let's have it right. Yeah, he's 31 years old. Do you know who else we signed at 31 years old? Claude Makelele. Look how that turned out.
When he came on pitch for that season, when he was there, it was like shut down. Nobody is going past that. We are going to protect everything we have. And it's not like we need to play Casemiro all the time. We can rotate him. We can be the team that can dominate just like Liverpool. We have players. If Kovacic is fit, we can pair him with Mount to run all over the pitch if we instruct them to. Lampard did that. Lampard was not playing Mount on wing. Even though his defense was terrible, his his game plan was terrible, but Mount can run back.
Exactly.
What is Gordon good at? My only question, what is Gordon good at?
Well, to be fair on him, right? I'll say this is he's very good at the press, and he's
Yeah.
also quite a technical player, and is a chaotic dribbler. But his end product is an issue. But then again, he's still a baby. He's still very young. He's still so in the
Is
sense
he
of, for me,
is,
gone.
is Gordon needed?
No, absolutely not.
And
He's not a priority. No way.
final question before letting you go is that our Neil Bath is our academy coach, right? Or
Yep.
academy manager?
Yeah, head of youth development.
Okay. So he's plucking out talents from other teams. Why is not rating Gallagher? Oh, sorry, Gilmore.
I don't understand. I don't understand what that is, because personally, I think Gilmore's another one that would do a brilliant job to deputize in that number 6 position. 100%. We've seen him
He
do
got
it before.
man of the match in 3 games which he started on debut against Liverpool. Against I forgot who was in Prem.
It might be Manchester City as well. Oh, Sid's gone.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, go on.
He got it 3 man of the match in 3 debuts that he did.
One was Liverpool. I think
Yeah.
I want to say one was Manchester City, but I don't think it was. It might have been Liverpool twice. I feel
Yeah.
like it was Liverpool twice. And then I can't remember who the other team was, but he was brilliant in that role because he's got what's needed to play there. But I don't understand why he's not been given the choice. Maybe it's because of his body size or whatever. They might think he's too small and too frail, which is a bit hypocritical to me, because look at Jorginho. He's not the biggest player in the world, is he? And also
Yeah.
as well, Gilmore's got way more athleticism than what Jorginho has, which is what we're protecting in the first place.
He bossed the midfield against England in Euros. Everybody saw. He was playing in that 6/8 role for Scotland, and he dominated England. and he got man of the match there also.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's one of those ones where we've got 9 days left of the transfer window, and we've just got to
We
hope
need a
that
DM.
the gaffer does
Whether it's
something.
Sangare, we give 40-50 million to PSV, anyone. We need a normal DM, even though he's not good at distributing the ball, but he's good at passing in small range to Kovacic or Mount or whoever we play. We need someone to
We
shut the
need it.
door.
Yeah, it's absolute key. I agree with that. But Sid, thank you very much for jumping on.
Thank you to
People.
you.
No, yeah,
man.
man. I was gonna keep my word. Same again on Sunday, bruv. I'll shoot it over to you first. And once again, please, best of wishes, prayers, and blessings to your father. Let him know that we're all hoping for his recovery soon. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No problem. No problem. All right, people. That is the end of the interactive live. But stay on the channel. In fact, let me put the link. Oh, no, I should have put the link in the description, but I didn't. But make sure you just go back. We will be going live, myself and Henry Wright TV. Make sure you stay tuned for that one, people. Bless up. Bless.